Bridgewater Fair 2017. This is our class.
That's a full pull for Tom.
6. Garden tractors, 20 horsepower.
Next up, Mike San Bernardi.
Tommy got a full pull.
400 John Deere.
Mike San Bernardi's up next out of Port Chester, New York. Mike makes all the pulls. He's there all the time. He also pulls in the gravely.
Mike, you think you can still pull that without chrome wheels? Oh yeah.
We're pulling class 6, 6G, 7, 8, and 9 to finish this off here today. Nice day up here in Bridgewater. I apologize for not getting the earlier kids in, but forgot to bring my extra batteries.
That's a full pull for Mike.
Kids. I'll get you next week at Terryville Fair. Full pull for Mike. What we got coming up here next? Oh, Brandon.
Up next, Sean Yasua.
Oh, I made a
on
mistake.
a 318 John Deere out of Bettany.
Sean's doing double duty. He's working in the pick row and he's running his tractor too. There he comes. 318 John Deere. Sean's running the show this year. He took it over from Hank Tanner. Hank did it for 20 plus years. Well, Sean was a good pick. He's got a bunch of kids that pull too. So, and his wife does also. I really don't know what's on that boat.
That's a full pull for Sean.
I didn't catch what they said when they reloaded.
Next up, Brandon Sloss.
Here comes Brandon Sloss.
On a Troyville by Bolin.
One of the tractor guys.
GTX 18, 1996.
Brandon does pretty good with his machine. See what he can do with his load. Not a problem.
That's a full pull for Brandon.
Not a problem. I wish he'd say the weight because I'm not sure what's on there. Maybe 1,100, 1,000, I'm not sure. And I think Brandon's father's coming up next. Sitting in
next up, George Sloss.
Sitting in the wings with his GTX 20.
On a GTX 20, Bolin, Troyville, Hydro.
George has got all 3 of these, 16 and 18 and a 20 horse. They only make 3 models. He's got all 3 of them. Good pulling tractor. Looks like no problem.
That's a full pull for George.
Not a problem.
All right, we're going to move on to 6G with Mike San Bernardi.
You got the Graveleys. Mike's pulling here in this class also. Buckchester, New York. Mike don't miss any pulls. He's at all of them. Brings up his Gravely and his John Deere on all the pulls. They have a separate class for the Gravely. They call it a 6G because they're 20 horsepower, but they got a rear engine motor.
That's a full pull for Mike.
So it wouldn't be fair to the regular tractors with front engine. So a number of years ago they gave the Graveleys their own class, 6G, 20 horse Graveley. We got another youngster here with another one coming up. Beautiful day up here in Bridgewater. You ever made this fair, put it on your list for next year. It's one of the best fairs in Western Connecticut. It starts us off on the major fairs. Next week we'll be in Terryville for the Terryville Fair. And they just keep on going on until around the middle of October. The tractor guys are going to try to bring them all to you on video.
And Dave Purcell's got a full pull.
Okay. I think we got one more Gravely.
Next up, Rich Atchison.
Yeah. Richie, there's no machine for Richie this year. Not used to seeing him with a all shined up rig. But that's Gravely. I don't know what model it is. I'm not too familiar with Gravely. Well, let's see what Richie Atchison can do.
That's a full pull for Rich.
Not a problem.
Gonna move on to Class 7 to the economy tractors. First up will be Mike Rabinski out of Beacon Falls.
Mike Rabinski. Track help gets a little thin this time of the day. Everybody takes off. Just a handful gets stuck with all the duty. Let's see what Mike thought. Should have no problem with this load. He hasn't set the weight on there yet, so I'm clueless to tell you what he's pulling.
See how these economies do with 1,500 pounds.
Oh, there we go.
Shouldn't be much of a problem.
1,500 pounds, Dave said. You got to take the slack up on the chain. You can't jerk the boat. You're disqualified if you do. The pull is 8 feet, 96 inches.
That's a full pull.
Full pull, 8 feet. Yeah, it's a real nice weather-wise today. The dew point finally dropped down to 50.
Next up, out of Bethany.
So it's about
mid-80s Power King
Fahrenheit, so it's really a nice day for tractor pulling. We got another economy 14 coming up here. Oh, his brother's already on that second one. I didn't even see him jump on. There we go. Another full pull.
That's a full pull for Chris.
This gets Chris Ucella.
Next up is John Emanuel out of Bethany.
He's riding the same ride here. These guys play musical chairs on me and I forget. John Emanuel. He's out of Bethany. See, when you back up, You can't stop and go forward and back up again. Once you start your backward motion, you got to continue right to the hook. You can turn the wheel, but you got to continue going backwards or you're disqualified. That's why you see him taking so much time backing up. Oh, Johnny.
That's a full pull for John.
Johnny got that with no problem.
Next up is Brandon Young on an Economy Power King.
Okay, here comes Brandon. Let's see what he's going to do here. There's still classes for these economies. These are the younger ages. I don't know what the shut-off age is, 14
hey,
maybe.
Interrupting.
And then they'll have they'll pull again, and it'll be the adults pulling. Because I think this is class 7 for the young kids. Get a little confused. It's early in the season.
That's a full pull.
Got to memorize this stuff all over again.
For Mr. Brandon Young.
Full pull for the youngsters.
Next up, now we got the older guys coming up on the same kind of tractors, class 8. Yep. First up out of Warren, Connecticut is Hank Tanner.
Hank will be up as soon as the pit crew here gets things straightened out here and they get the boat pulled back. Hank's the guy that ran the show here for 20 plus years, and he just handed the baton to Sean Usella. I think 23, 24 years he did it, I think he told me. Deserves the retirement, but he's still here every week anyway, helping out, announcing, and brings his couple of tractors.
That's a full pull for Hank. Next up out of Bethany, Connecticut, Sean Usilla.
And here comes the guy that presently took over from Hank, Sean, on his economy.
Sean Usilla happens to be the chairman of the board of this backwoods tractor pulling team.
Whoa, chairman of the board. It's all right. Well deserved for Sean. He does a good job. He'll do a good job, I'm sure. That's a full pull for Sean.
That's full pull for Sean. Here comes Richie. Richie, got that siren on that thing? All right.
Richie and his siren. Yeah, he pulls the Gravely in an economy. He's here all the time too. A lot of regulars have been doing this for years and years. It's a lot of fun. You meet a lot of good people. You know, it's good, clean fun. Gives the kids in particular something to do today, and God knows they need something to take up their time. Crazy world we live in. Richie should have no trouble pulling this.
Full pull for Rich.
Full pull for Rich. All right. Now I think we got super class.
All right, Sean.
Super stock.
Another 500, huh? On the back.
Well,
500 on the back.
They're going to reload.
I'm put this weight up to 2,000 pounds.
2,000. I'm going to take a break and pay a few bills with a commercial.
See what these tractors can do. Some of them pull a lot more than that.
Shortly. Oh, Jimbo's up here. Jimbo Wright. 2,000 pounds superstar.
That's a full pull for Wright.
All right, Wright got a full pull on that one. Then we got Kevin coming up with the Purple Pumpkin People Eater. whatever he calls it, I don't recollect and remember. The Massey Ferguson, I know that much. Wright's bull, and that's a Simplicity righteous bull. This one here is a pretty darn good bull.
Here comes Kevin Sassetti out of Brookfield. It's a full pull.
Academic. 2,000
But
pounds.
now we're back to Class 6 tractors. Starting off, Tom Fair out of Oakville. Got a 420 John Deere.
Tommy, what is John Deere? It's a hell of a full of machine too for its class. One of the best, you know, smaller garden, heavy garden duty tractors I think John Deere ever made right here. 420 is a hell of a machine. £2,000. Bridgewater Fair, 2017.
And Tom's got a full pull.
In the month of August, by the way. Here comes Mike from Portchester.
Up next, Mike Zambernardi out of Portchester. John Deere 400.
See what Mike can do with his 2,000 pounds. Let's see what Michael can do here. I think Michael pulled this without a problem, but you never know when you find a hole over there.
Full pull for Mike.
Okay. Roll pull.
Next up, Sean Usilla.
Here comes the boss. The chairman of the board.
318 John Deere.
Sean Usilla. I don't think Sean will have a problem with this 2,000 pounds. Unless he gets stuck in a hole somewhere. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I guess he probably...
89 inches.
89.
Ah.
Oh well. Well, let's see what Brandon can do with that.
First guy out. Where's Brandon? Brandon, what do you think? You don't know, huh?
Let's see what Brandon can do here. Got 2,000 pounds on the boat. Yeah, I don't know. I think Brandon will pull this without a problem. Not much for these machines, but it's getting soft out there at the end of the day. And you never know what will happen. I think he got a handle on that.
That's a full pull for Brandon.
There you go, Brandon.
Next up is George Sloss out of Watertown.
Let's see how Brandon's dad can do.
With another Bolins. This is a little bit bigger, GTX 20.
Let's see what the old man can do here. This tractor pulled 3,150 pounds 3-4 years ago at the Bethlehem Fair to set a record. a lot of weight for a 20 horsepower tractor. But the day was right, the track was right, and him and Tommy Fair and a 420 Deere fought it out. But the Big Red come out on top. $2,000 pounds on that boat.
That's a full pull for George. Oh, yeah, George.
Full pull for George.
All right, we're going to start with our 6G tractors. David Purcell out of Fairfield.
Okay, we're thinning out the herd here. Now we're going to the 6Gs. Like I said, they got their own class because of the rear engine. Most of them got 20 horse. Holding. Well, that's the mic pulling now. I guess they got the order messed up. I don't know. Actually, they're not all 20 horses. I guess in the gravy class, some of them are 14 or 16s and 18s perhaps. And they can pull in this class. Mike had no trouble.
Mike's got a full pull. Now we got David out of Fairfield.
There we go. Let's see what Dave can do with his gravely. Who's on the ball there, keeping this track in good shape? Actually, the track's in pretty good shape with the rain we had in the latter part of this week.
What do we got, Hank? 52 and a quarter for David.
52 and a quarter.
Next up, Rich Atchison out of Middlebury.
Richie got a shiny new Bravely here. It's in good shape, Rich. Rich doesn't usually sit on a machine that looks, you know, that glamorous. He got tailpipes hanging off, this, that, and the other, bubble gum here, bubble gum there, but he ain't got it on this one. Richie's a good guy. He's here all the time, every week. He should have no trouble pulling it. I don't know the models.
Hang on, Rich. Hang on, Rich. Chain, guys. Chain's bound up. Hang on, Rich.
Yeah, you got a knot in the chain. £2,000 on the boat.
All right, there you go. Hey, he's got a full pull.
No problem. I don't know who's driving the pullback machine today, but it looks like he's got an air-conditioned cab, so he ain't hurt. It's not a bad day today. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice summer day. Low 80s. No, hardly any humidity. The dew point's down in the 50s.
Next up, Mike Grabinski on his economy.
All right, now we're in the class. Let's see, 7. These are pretty. This is pretty youngsters. and the big wheels. Class 7. Let's see what he can do here. 2,000 pounds on that boat. These are the economy big wheels. Class 7.
Keep going, yeah. Full pull for Mike.
He just squeaked it out.
Next up is Chris Uso out of Bethany.
Oh, we're playing musical chairs again. I keep forgetting this. I don't know, there's 3 or 4 kids that all jump on the same gravely. That's alright. Could be doing a lot worse than jumping on an old gravely. One of Sean's kids.
That's a full pull for Chris.
Full pull. We got John Emmanuel now going on the same tractor. Kids are working hard here to keep that track halfway decent for each puller. A lot of work to put this thing on, and we get a little thin on the help.
Next up, John Emmanuel.
Usually a couple of guys are on a rake here. 2 or 3 guys, somebody on the chain. You don't see that happening right now. Any of you young people that are in earlier groups, the fathers or the parents, you know, stick around. Got to clean all this mess up, and more hands make quicker work. Well, let's see what Johnny can do here.
Now that's a full pull for John.
Full pull. And we got one more economy here. Forget this youngster's name. I'll remember it before the season's out. I'll guarantee that. Indeed, the crew's pretty thin here, the help crew.
Up next we got Brandon Young out of Middlebury.
Well, think about sticking around. And you guys are listening here that you play, you know, the dads, the kids don't have, the young kids don't have to stick around, but you know. It's a long day here, boy, and we're left with
that's a full pull.
Very few people to clean up.
All right, we're going to move on to our Class 8 tractors.
Keep it in mind. Now we'll go with a super stock, Class 8. I guess they got to put on some more weight. So I'm going to take a break. John's up here now. I didn't catch what they put on that boat. Probably another 500. Got to be 2,500 on it now. This is Class 8.
Got it moving. A little more. It's a full pull.
Full pull. No, I think it's still a 2,000 on this. I misspoke. We have to finish up.
Next up, Rich Atchison.
And after Richie pulls, I think we'll load up then. My mistake. Took the break too soon. Getting a little rusty here, you know. I ain't done it since last winter, so hey. A novice at this. We'll get better as time goes on. I don't know how the picture quality is, but this is a new camera. This should be shooting 1080p. So we'll see on a playback.
That's 500, right, Sean? That's what you putting on?
All right, that's it for Richie.
All right, it's a full for Rich. And time for more weight.
Here we go.
Here we go, another 500.
I was premature. See you shortly.